the hate army
Big
troll.
It's the hate army,
bro.
Hate army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate army.
hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Boy, oh boy, am I glad that I am a variety content creator. What I mean by that is I don't section myself off to being known for only making one particular style of content, right? I'm very, very, very happy about that. Because if I was only a fighting game streamer, or I was only an FPS guy, or I was only an RPG guy, or a Dark Souls guy, right? Honestly, I would have such a bad time in playing one style of game. And I would get so burnt out, and I would get so frustrated, and I would probably hate my life. Being honest. You know, I'm glad that way back when I started on YouTube, long time ago, I had that foresight to say, you know, I could be a specialist. I had the opportunity to do it with the burgeoning popularity of Street Fighter 4. I said, oh, I could do this. I could get into competitive fighting games and be known for it on YouTube and all of that. But I decided to do something different. I decided to say, no, I'm going to branch out and diversify, and I'm going to do a lot of stuff. They say the jack of all trades, but the master of none. Because I have done that, I have had longevity. Here I am 16 years later. I'm still playing a wide variety of stuff. I'm still having a great time every day, and I'm not feeling burnout, okay? Case in point, recently I'm trying to get into Street Fighter 6 at a higher level than I've ever played it before because I found a way to eliminate my input lag, to eliminate the issues I was having with the online play, right? But I'm finding as I play at this master level without those issues that it's a challenging and arduous task. I'm not investing as much time and effort into it as others who are playing Street Fighter competitively. So because of that, I'm kind of like playing catch up, and it's very difficult, especially with the character selection that I use. My main characters are not exactly the best in the game. So it's tough, okay? So this week, you know, trying to play with characters such as Dalsim and Lily has been very frustrating. And I get really agitated. My adrenaline gets pumping, you know, stress levels are up, blood pressure's up when I play this game, which is fine. It's competitive. But at the same time, I find myself sometimes just having a bad time. Like, I played with Lily the other night. I legit, at the end of the night, was, like, upset. I was like, man, I feel like I just wasted my night. I didn't make any progress. I don't feel like I learned real much of anything. And it just seems like a losing battle with this character. But then yesterday, right? Guess what? I didn't have to play Street Fighter. I didn't have to think about the stress of any of that, right? Instead, I got to play two very chill games. Now, here's the thing about me being a variety creator. There are times when I play something and it will get a lot of attention. There are also times when I will play something and it will only matter to my very core audience and no one else will give a crap, right? It's true. So, for example, if I play Soulsborne games or Souls-likes, typically that's going to get good attention, right? Take a look at Another Crab's Treasure, Lies of P, Elden Ring, all those things that I've done recently. Typically, those streams get great attendance. They get good support. Viewership is decent, right? Even on the on-demand videos. That's because they're ultra-difficult games, and people enjoy seeing me suffer but then overcome. Okay? Typically, if I'm playing something competitively, whether that be a Street Fighter game or another fighting game, whether that be a first-person shooter like Call of Duty, all that kind of stuff, online multiplayer, typically, that gets good attention and good, you know, people excited for it. Not always. For example, when I tried playing Multiverses, no one cared. But generally, those games, right, will get people excited. Okay? And of course, anytime there's a large-scale AAA release, notably if it's like a horror game, but other AAA games as well, to see me jump in and see my opinion on a big release that everyone is playing, that also gets people excited. Usually, generally, you'll see more people on stream, more people watching the videos on demand, more engagement, meaning more likes on the videos, more likes on the streams, more comments on the videos, more people just excited to engage, correct? Now, when I do chill gameplay, right, an ongoing playthrough where essentially It's meant to kind of be more relaxing. There isn't that level of skill required to really excel in the game. A lot of the times these chill streams are straight up called chill streams, meaning, hey, come by and hang out with me. We'll have conversation that's not even necessarily related to the game, and that's fine because that's the whole point. It's more of like a hangout session. Typically, those games will get less support, less engagement is what I meant to say. Less engagement, meaning less people coming by, watching, and or liking, etc. But when it comes to the people who do attend that content, it's usually a core audience of people who really like me for me. Rather than coming for the game, you're coming to hang out with me, correct? And because of that, those streams actually get pretty decent support, and they do well for just a good vibe on this channel, right? And I wonder how many content creators out there kind of get themselves pigeonholed into a certain style of stuff, and they get that rhythm going, which is fine, but then everything kind of feels samey, right? Like, for example, the vibe when you're on my stream playing Street Fighter 6 versus the vibe when I last night was playing Stardew Valley, you would think it's two completely different people streaming. And I know that. That is a completely different vibe. And one, I'm ultra serious, hyper-focused on the game. I'm reveling in my wins. I'm getting very upset at my losses. And it's just like tense, but it's exciting if you like competition, correct? Last night, me playing Stardew Valley, it's like, wow, we're laid back, we're relaxed. There is no pressure, right? At all to really worry about major progress, but I'm chilling, I'm gelling with the audience. I'm like, hey, what are some suggestions of what I should be doing right now, right? Should I be farming? Should I be fishing? Should I go buy something? Should I try to gift stuff to townspeople? What should I do? And people are all throwing out their different opinions, and I'm trying different things. And I'm like, this is great. Now, again, here's the thing. Last night, we didn't have many people on the stream when it comes to, like, comparison to normal streams. I think the highest I had yesterday was like 270 people, and the lowest was like 150. Like, I mean, that's low for any stream, correct? But that audience that was there was very engaged. They loved the stream. They were hanging out, having a great time. And if you can believe it, it was super well supported for a stream. And I'm like, it's weird because you would think, oh, it's generally those games that will bring more people to watch that would be the most successful. And in reality, that's not always the case. It's kind of the opposite sometimes, right? Like, sometimes I'm playing Street Fighter, and there's almost no support. And it's like, well, I don't get it. We have a lot of viewers here. It's because people are there for various different reasons, right? Just because someone is there to watch doesn't necessarily mean they have the best of intentions watching, you know? And this is something that I've noticed generally on my content in the last year. Around middle of last year, 2023, all of a sudden my viewership on DSP Gaming tanked. Out of nowhere. Inexplicably. You can look at the chart and you can see all of a sudden it goes zoop like this. You're like, what the fuck happened? Why all of a sudden would I have lost a large chunk of viewership out of nowhere? But here's the very weird thing about that, okay? I haven't lost any income as a result. Like, my ad revenue remains the same, right? The amount of super chats, memberships, all of that, pretty much the same. Tips remain the same. So what that tells me is that probably, once again, something changed with the YouTube algorithm about a year ago that kicked a lot of my content out of it. But likely, it's the legacy content stuff, but it also probably is some of the new stuff too, where for some reason my stuff just doesn't show up in YouTube search or doesn't get recommended or whatever it may be. So I don't get those outside eyes on my content anymore. But the weird part about that is, how did I not lose any revenue whatsoever? Right? Because you would panic if you saw something like that. You'd be like, oh my God, the sky is falling. But I didn't say anything about it publicly because I was looking at all my stats and I was like, they're not affected. You know, as a gamer, and this is being my hobby, I still had people coming by every day and hanging out with me and having a good time. There's nothing wrong there. And on a business side, I was still making the money that I was making and nothing changed. So I was like scratching my head. How could this be possible? And all that tells me is that YouTube has this like installed viewer base of people who maybe just casually watch it, but they probably got things like ad block on, right? Or it could be malicious viewers coming just to be stupid and they never would contribute or support at all. They're just there to make fun. And at some point they just realized watching my stuff raw or whatever wasn't fun to them. They probably went off to watch detractor shit or something. Who knows, right? But it was so weird to me that happened. And now, because I used to always get like 1,000 views on every video I uploaded, and now some videos get like on 300 views. But I'm making the same amount of money. How the fuck does that make any sense? But is it cause for alarm? No. But again, I really think that I'm in a unique situation to other YouTubers. I really do. Like, I feel like I'm in a situation where somehow I've been around for so long and I have dedicated viewers and followers and supporters. I don't have to really worry about that kind of fluctuation. It doesn't really have problems, cause problems for me. But anyway, getting back to the point of yesterday, my God, yesterday was such a great streaming day. And here's the funny part. Views were lower on both streams. There were less viewers overall on both streams yesterday. The videos that I've uploaded from yesterday, they don't have a lot of views right now. At all, actually. All right? But I'm like, both streams were chill fun. Both streams had good support. Why do I care? And that's a mentality that I feel like most YouTubers don't have. Most YouTubers are always about every day they got to pack as many butts in seats, get as many views as possible, get as much engagement as possible. Like this, they're so worried about that shit every day. And I used to be like that too. But now I'm kind of happy that I don't have to be worrying about that shit anymore. I can just be more laid back and relaxed. And as long as we're all having a good time together, I'm having a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not really concerned. That's a good thing. That makes me feel better. I was so stressed out over those last few days playing Street Fighter, and I disconnected from Street Fighter for a day to do different stuff. It got less attention, but ended up being very successful. And I came back today feeling refreshed, feeling relaxed, feeling like, everything is kind of, much better. And I'm not like at my wit's end. I don't have to sit here ranting about Street Fighter 6 this morning. Right. So I'm very happy with that. All right. And thank you to those of you who come by and hang out with me, no matter what I'm playing. I'm not saying I'm angry with people who only come by for certain kinds of games. Not at all. Couldn't be further from the truth. I'm happy that I have various audiences that come by to check out certain kinds of content. So, for example, there's some people that may just come by and watch Street Fighter. There may be people who just come by and watch Fallout. Maybe there's someone who just comes by and watches this and listens to this podcast. I just had someone this morning. He says, yeah, every day on my way to work, I listen to your podcast live. It's a great way to, enjoy the ride to work. And that's cool. I'm happy about that people are enjoying those different aspects of my content. But the only reason that's successful is because I made myself a variety creator rather than focused on one little thing that became my specialty. I'm not a guru in anything, but certainly there are people who like me for various different things, and that's why I have the longevity that I've had. So I'm happy for that. And yesterday was a testament to that. After having an incredibly stressful night of playing Street Fighter, that I could completely change to a different tone, a different speed the next day, slow things down, relax, have a great day overall, and then, push forward and say, hey, we'll be back to that stressful stuff later, and that's cool. There's a place and time for it, but now I can do different stuff, right?
Typically helps me more than anything.